This is the perfect time. All these rules and things when Andrew's brain isn't working.
We
Yeah.
figured it out. We
I-
figured it out.
Do another game of.
Rock paper
Are you
scissors.
okay?
Episode
I
55.
choose.
We've
Rock,
got.
paper, scissors.
We're 55 in. Okay, so we're gonna do the instead of the election process, we're gonna get rid of that, and we're just gonna have the two people do rock paper scissors till there's a winner. That seems fair, right?
I choose rock.
Oh, you lose.
Okay. Well, that's sorted then.
You weren't even in the running, but you're like, nah, I want to be part of this. So yeah, what happened last time? Smoothie was a good boy.
We
No,
showed up.
Smoothie's always been a good boy. Murdertha was a good boy.
I got a baby,
Yeah, true,
I forgot
baby.
about
Yeah, randomly. I forgot about that.
and the first thing I did after getting a baby was get high.
Huh? That is accurate.
True.
Murdertha's in an election running against a gardener. We're gonna go check out the gardener.
I made a not very safe baby toy.
Yeah.
It's essentially a mace.
Safe for the
Also-
baby,
also
Small
somehow.
maze. A very small
Also,
maze.
also, my baby is Cersei from The
Ciri.
Witcher 3.
Ciri.
God, it's not
Ciri.
Cersei.
Cersei.
Luckily, it doesn't have a brother. Maybe, hopefully.
Well, I'm sure that'll come up in the future if it does.
But yeah, Meredith's a politician.
Sorry, it's been a while since I've played the Witcher game.
We're gonna get this gnome place up and running.
Ah, there's a illustrated book from The Witcher about baby Ciri that's made for kids. I want to read it.
Oh yeah, and the baby maybe summoned some wrenches and kites.
Yeah,
But that's still unclear.
the universe
Covered in otherworldly goo.
vomited up some kites and some wrenches. Lots of kites and lots of wrenches.
I took a few wrenches.
Because,
I
you
took
never
a kite.
know.
What was that about again? Just
Oh, I also bottled some of the universe group. The
True,
universe
yeah.
woman.
Universe Goo.
And that now, then we met up with Via, who was doing something with these guys.
Who was
Something
doing
about, like,
something with something.
the
Yeah.
people that some of the people that we saved from Cannibal Town that weren't native to Neverwinter.
the
and
Furbolgs.
the Furbolgs. They didn't know how to get home, and Via felt a sage, so she was like, "I'm a help."
Oh, yes,
And-
thank you. That's important to remember.
And I think that she's living her own little fucking Alice in Wonderland at the moment.
Oh, she.
after
yeah, she fell
after
unconscious.
using the shenanigans weave,
Yeah, you blacked out.
patent pending.
Okay,
Gonna
so
rename it from the corset weave to
you can,
rebrand it away from that idiot.
you can name it whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but I can't settle on one. I keep on changing it. Hence, shenanigans weave, patent pending.
You could call it the Hungry Weave.
You're so hungry.
Hungry weave. The hungry weave.
The Num Nums Weave. Give me
Is
Num
it-
Nums, please.
It's called the hungry weave. What does it do? This snaps fingers, several portals open to various different planes of existence. It's like, fucking why?
Is that what was supposed to
Because
happen? Yes.
Yes, totally.
Quick, cast glibness on yourself with the Hungry Weave.
So,
Then they'll believe you.
The Hungry Weave.
Oh,
so
cast glibness on yourself with the hungry weave.
let's roll
Anyone
back
will believe you.
roll back the clock a tiny bit to
Yes.
because I just made it so like just skip time. So yeah, Via just like collapsed onto the floor.
I mean, she would have been sat down in front of these guys, probably.
So, you
So
sat
just
down
like
on the
just
floor.
slumped onto a table or something.
I guess I'll ask if there's a room that we can buy, or if Via already has a room here.
They should give you it for free. The barkeep is under Via's fair contract.
He's terrified of her, in other words.
But he's
but
terrified, despite the fact that he's just like... She's just like, look, I've saved your life twice.
At which point,
Offer your services for free to these people.
at which point, scoop up Via and bring Via to a room, and then lie Via in bed.
Also, the other Firbolg, they also collapsed.
The big
Scoop up.
cow person.
Okay,
It's going to
I'll
take
do
some
Via
scooping up.
I'll do Via first, then I'll come back for the furball. Actually, I can do them 2 at a time.
You can
One-
do, you
one
can
with
do them 2 at a
telekinesis.
time?
One with telekinesis, and then I'll carry another one.
True. You spend like
So I'll
way longer than normal concentrating on telekinesis, and then it starts working.
yeah, and then I'll load people up 2 by 2.
Loaded them up 2 by 2. Hurrah, hurrah.
Just into various bedrooms.
Oh god, why did I mention Alice in Wonderland when we just got finished watching a show where a white rabbit is the villain?
How dare you? He's the main character.
I mean, he's great. He's brilliant.
He's the morally grey anti-villain hero.
So yeah, Via's chased by a big rabbit. Okay, basically I'm rolling the clock back. Is there anything during the night anyone specifically wanted to do?
I want to start working on my bag of colding.
Keep meditating on this telekinesis, telepathy stuff.
I don't know if there's anything I
Sorry,
can do,
pouch
honestly.
of preservation. That was the term we fell on.
I mean, but I
bag.
do like the sound of bag of colding.
Yeah, but that's stolen from Critical Role, so pouch
Ah.
of preservation it is.
Fair enough.
Yo, that bag, it's pretty chill.
Also, Pouch of Preservation has like some really nice alliteration to it.
Yeah.
True.
I
And it
guess
doesn't imply that it's cold in there, it just means that stuff
Huh.
stops
I guess
Yes.
Andrew,
Boiling.
going bad.
Andrew?
can I cast Dream to check on my cult dude, my cult leader,
Sure.
see how he's doing?
Why do so many of you have cultists?
Oh yeah, for anyone
Because
that
we're
is
good at it.
asleep, I'm gonna prepare everyone a nice breakfast and some calming tea, assuming that all of their dreams are harrowing and terrifying. As
I
that's
don't
the
believe-
only type of dream Lumen has experienced.
You don't know that that's what's gonna happen. Although, like, Zamla is just
No,
about to dream themselves into the far realm.
Yeah, but
No,
I've like gotten my
Lumen
soul
believes
back. So
every
Yeah.
single dream is a nightmarish hellscape, so he's gonna make sure friends have a nice thing to wake up to, because he's been asleep now and it's terrifying.
It not that it matters at all. Murdertha, you have a wonderful night's sleep.
Oh, I'm so happy.
You're like happy to see your
Ever since my
friends.
attitude changed, my night sleeps have gotten so much better.
Yeah. So, let's do Via's thing first. So Via, the spell doesn't quite work the way you expected.
Well, it never does. That's the whole point of practicing with this shenanigans weave, so that she can go. Maybe if I use it enough and get used to it, I can maybe wrangle at least a little bit of the chaos at some point.
Okay, so it's definitely too much for me to role play out what happens. So for the next morning thing of what happens, Via, you wake up with an exhaustion as you have just played back the past, I believe you said 2 years of that person's memories in your mind. You now have their memories from the past 2 years.
Trying to think of something really weird that person could have done in 2 years.
Also, when they eventually wake up, they have no idea what the fuck happened for the past 2 years.
Oh, what, like, they can't remember their memories?
Yeah.
You stole their memories.
Well, Via technically didn't.
The Hungry Weaved.
Hang on. Via's like, I'll try this. This is what usually undoes this. Pat.
It
Remove
works.
curse. Remove curse. Because remove curse is supposed to undo the effects of modify memory. Normal weave, normal spellcasting. Will upcast if it helps.
It doesn't seem to do what you wish.
Hmm. Do I at least find their way home?
Oh, you know all of that shit. You've got so much information.
Is it plot relevant?
Yes.
Good.
Like,
I was legit expecting to be like just yeeted
is it plot relevant? No.
into it. I was legit thinking, right, I'm gonna have to like roleplay this shit of going through their memories and maybe not being able to interact with anybody but being able to see things from their point of view. But alright, fair enough.
Yeah, we're gonna roleplay 2 years of their life. So on the first day,
not
they,
necessarily.
they mainly just like sat around and like they had a bowl of soup. It was kind of a cold day, so they didn't really go out. Alright, just another 600 and something days to go. So yeah, if you want to know something specific, you can ask at any time. But for example of things that you would know off the top of your head, you don't know, like, because they didn't know for certain if like the tree that they lived around and worshipped is like world tree, but like you with your knowledge and the fact that they worshipped it and how powerful it seemed to be, you're like 99% sure.
Mm-hmm. And did she at any point? So that was the first thing I was going to ask.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing would be, does she know what nearby settlements would be, or if the town slash village, whatever it was that they were from, had a name?
Oh god, I never thought of naming things.
Or if there was like one that was nearby,
apart
like
from
within a day's travel.
Like, yeah, apart from like me forgetting that I needed to make a name, you know exactly how to get there, as if you've been there before. You're like incredibly familiar.
Okay.
Because
how
your
long would it
memories,
take
technically.
How long would it take normally by like Tensa's train, Zamla and his phantom horse?
By the
How long
stupid
would
train.
it take?
A few days, you think? It was like
what, in any direction?
To the east. I had to check which was which again. To the west, you know, in the ocean.
East, which is where we've been, and we've did you say 2 days? Or a few days, three or four?
Yeah, it's a few days because you know it took them about 2 weeks, but that was on foot.
Mm-hmm. But Via's like, so we've already been like in a hedges, like, so we've already been like halfway there. Like, if anyone else wakes up at this early point in the morning, you can see that she's just like rubbing her face with her hands, and she's like running her fingers through her hair, and like, you know, in thought, she's like figuring this out. And she's like, right, I can either convince the group to go on this detour, which is admittedly a large detour, or DM remind me.
Mm-hmm.
The button that goes back to the... I will remember this at some point.
To
I
Dadland.
saved it.
James will
the
remember this.
The telescopic transporter in Dad's house. Is that proximity based, or is that just returns whoever was there before?
Oh, that's certainly a question.
Or is it proximity based? Like how plane shift works, because plane shift is like creatures within your range, and a maximum number of creatures within your range.
Do I think my Christmas wish globe is good enough to transport them home?
I mean, if you bring that up, Via would be like, it almost certainly is. I used divination on the orbs, and it turns out that they are powerful enough to get us home. Let alone these people. These people just need a teleport back to their hometown. We need to cross crystal spheres.
But
And apparently they're powerful enough to do that.
we only need one ball for us, right? So we can use another ball for them.
The divination that I got said, if I used it, that I and I alone could return to our crystal sphere using my orb. So I think they only have enough oomph for one person. Based off of that divination that I got.
Fish!
So we could each use our own to get home. I don't think one of us could use it to get all of us home.
Fish!
Blub, 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 blub. Which fish?
Can you get them
little
home?
or big?
My fish.
Okay, little.
My head fish. Can you get them home?
Blub, blub, blub. I will remind you that the only reason Joseph's character was able to speak with them is he did speak with animals.
Yeah.
So that
So
was
we
the
have to speak with animals to make a wish to them that they
No.
understand?
It's just that you
Okay.
can't hear what they respond with.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
Do you want me to translate, Newt?
you can get them to like nod.
Do you
Yeah, I
want me
was
to
gonna say
translate?
bob up and down. Well, don't waste a spell slot for that.
Don't think
or
I have
energy.
to.
Just bob up and down, yes, and swim sideways if no.
Did I miss anything? My internet cut out for a bit there.
I
Via woke
referenced
up
you.
and Via woke
did?
up and has like 2 years worth of memories and is very tired. And she's trying to figure out, okay, I know where to go, now I need to figure out how to get there.
Oh,
Okay.
If
How was I
the return button is not proximity based, Via might need to lend your head extra dimensional space.
Sorry,
Wait.
the sentence I might need to lend your head, and then you stop
Sorry,
for
I
a
just
moment.
need
I was
to
like,
I
what?
just need to lend your head for a minute.
The extra dimensional space within.
Okay.
with the mind flare dragon and shit.
Yeah, the
in
rat
it.
hole.
Yeah, the rascal.
Yeah.
Might need to
Right.
lend that, depending on the
Sure.
DM's answer.
Not entirely sure how getting things in and out of that works, but yeah, sure.
I mean, I was just going to cast sending at the rat, because the rat seems to figure it out.
Yeah, sure. I'd be fine with that.
But
Oh,
again, if Via's thinking, looking at the return to telescopic transporter button, and it's just like, okay, is this for proximity based, or will it only take me and the party back?
you believe that it was, whoever was teleported, it takes them back.
So if I use the rat to put them in his head,
Good God, the horrors.
at the same time, Via's like, I've put them through enough.
I've actually found a thing on the actual D&D map that like perfectly fits, and ironically, it's right next to the Star Metal Hills. God, you love those
Yeah, so
Star
Via-
Metal.
Via would be like, so we have just straight up walked past it.
Oh wait, no, yes, no, yeah, no. I'm looking at
Yep,
this.
nope,
the
yep,
guy,
nope,
no.
nope, yep, nope, yep, maybe.
I think so. Yeah, I think you've walked past it. God,
Possibly, maybe, allegedly.
the Star Mountains is so much further away than it was in my head. Don't worry about it.
We're in a different universe.
Yeah.
Things are
We're in a
different.
different universe, and we managed.
Yeah,
We had a phantom steed. It's fast.
let's just like cut out this middle bit of the map. Some calamity happened
Tectonics
and
work differently in here. It's
yeah,
fine.
exactly. Okay, so
This whole area where Netheril used to be, yeah, it's not there now.
so Vi, you would now at least know because I've done a quick Google. That the place where the big tree, called generally referred to as the grandfather tree, is in the middle of the very heart of the high forest. Even though hilariously on the map it is definitely not in the heart of there. That's not where the map that I'm looking at has put it.
The heart of which forest? Sorry,
The high forest to the east.
high forest to the east. That does sound like somewhere that Via would like to visit, but we do have a lot of like pressing stuff happening. And
If I
again,
remember correctly,
Via's like,
formerly very elfy forest.
Via's like, I could get them home within a couple of hours, but it does mean Rat transporting them into Lumen's head and asking Lumen to be like a bag of holding for people temporarily. So Via's
I'm
like,
fine.
I've put these people through enough. I should try to figure out how to get them there myself.
I'm fine with that. But if you would like to pursue an alternate method, I am also fine with that.
Yeah, again, like you probably dropped off when I was describing it. Via looks like really like, even though she's just woken up, she's like all worn out and tired, and she's like rubbing her temples and her head, and she's like, yeah, right, yeah, thanks, Lumen.
Oh, I hope you're okay. Sorry, I blacked out there while you were.
Yeah, you were off making pancakes.
Here's your bacon pancakes, by the way.
They are pooked.
Ooh.
They are pooked. They are cooked to perfection.
Nom noms away. Thank you.
Ooh, this wiki page has actually got helpful information about this tree.
Ew.
That doesn't sound right. Are you sure you're on the D&D wiki?
I am on the ForgottenRealms.fandom.com.
You sure? That never has good information. It sounds like some sort of glitch. We'll have a moderator take care of that immediately.
Delete site.
The Forgotten Realms one's always been at least okay for me. Granted, I'm just looking up generic information about like towns and stuff.
God, what
I
words
just
of
feel like
tree
half
is?
the articles, half the articles I find on there have like one sentence written about them, and then refuse to elaborate further. It's like, this is a town that is here, and it has this property.
For
Any
my
further questions?
campaign, I used the Forgotten Realms one to get about 10 paragraphs worth of lore about the Merciless, and then nobody spoke to him.
Good. Fuck that guy, whoever it is.
I know who that guy is. I will
But
not.
It
on
was a
his grave.
lot. There was a lot of information about him.
So yeah,
So, yeah.
Anyway.
everyone
Anyway,
has a
Via's
breakfast.
like undecided about like how to get these people home. She knows how to, but she's like what method, because the simplest and easiest and least horrifying for them is going to take time, which we probably don't have unless Via like buggers off from the party for a little bit to ferry them over there. And
To
the
be fair,
other,
we could
the
always
other,
hire
Yeah?
them a carriage and like some adventurers and send them off. We could hire adventurers to go on an adventure.
A lot of the adventurers died in the Christmas episode, though.
And then we can play that campaign.
a lot of
And then they
adventurers
can
died in
hire
the first
adventurers.
episode.
Yeah, we're gonna stop this campaign and we're gonna focus
But
on
then-
just the get someone home campaign. It'll be really chill.
Until the universe ends.
And now Via's hearing what you're saying, and she's like, "That is," you can tell from her face, she's like, "That's a good point," but she seems a bit fidgety about it.
By the way, Zamla.
Yeah.
When.
Oh god, I just had a thought, Andrew.
Oh, you had a thought? That's scary.
You know how she, yeah, no, it's rare for me, but like, you know how she just had the dream that lasted 2 years from her perspective.
Yeah.
What would have happened if Zamla had cast Dream on her? while it
God,
was
that's what I
happening?
thought you were gonna do.
I thought you were going to do that as well, and I was like, it's going to be
Yeah, but I
years
didn't
on
know
for
that was
2
gonna
years.
happen, so that'd be like metagaming. Like,
Yeah.
so like
It
Zamla
scared
wouldn't
me
have known.
because I didn't know.
Yeah, like I'm not
and-
gonna metagame like
And
that.
thankfully you didn't, so I don't need to answer that.
Actually, there's a question.
I mean,
What
he has
happens if you
control
cast
over the
modify
dream in that
memory on
state.
Via and erase 10 minutes? Because like clearly Via got that information in a compressed amount of time. Would it delete more
Dreams.
than 10 minutes of memories? Like if you deleted 10 minutes of the dream, would it delete like a few months of memories?
No.
God, I don't want to experiment with that to find out.
Do you gain any class levels?
You occasionally get confused thinking you're a furbolg for like a millisecond.
Like, where's the hooves? Oh yeah, I don't have hooves. I have talons.
Where's all my fur gone? Oh, right, yeah.
I have
Could have
feathers.
gotten
Absurd.
really messed up, like
Occasionally.
like I had a family.
Occasionally you chat to plants, but then remember that they can speak to plants but not understand them.
Okay, so what happens with Zamla? You're about to say before we went
So-
on that tangent. Sorry about that.
So, Lumen, the way you find Zamla is they're just kind of like sitting there, but with their eyes rolled into the back of their head.
Is it like? I guess I would shake them to wake them up.
You shake my eyes.
Yeah, you
No.
could give the eyes a little
just grab
shake.
my fucking eyes and I scream in agony.
Why would you shake
I'm
my
more
eyes instead of me?
More shake Tamla's body is what I was going for.
Okay, so Zamla, you get wrenched out of the dream, quotation marks. So, what you experienced over the night, Zamla, was essentially you got walked through, mostly safely, a lot of preparations that have been happening in the Far Realm. So you've gained a lot of information, such as they know something's happened, but they don't know what it is. This is referring to the fact that you've got your soul back. Like it's very obvious that there's been some sort of big thing that's happened, but they haven't figured out what it is.
You weren't supposed to get it back.
But so they still are like, in quotation marks, worshipping. I can't think of the correct word for it, but Zamla, and they're showing you like, yes. So we have all of the invasion stuff ready. You do find out a bit of information about the actual campaign. You find out that the mind flayers that are on the material plane, since it was where you met them, the mind flayer would tell you like, oh yeah, I think they're pretty close to where we met, but I think like really deep underground. Yeah, they've nearly completed their plans and stuff with some like tower thing, and that should let them just like turn anyone they want into a mind flayer at will. And that's when that's when the invasion will start. And obviously you'll be like one of the people at the head of it.
Flashbacks to last week.
Anything else?
I mean, you essentially get a lot of information. Obviously, I could go over it all, but like, essentially, think of it as like, if there was like two civilizations at war, and the opposite side just walks you around all of their troops and plans.
Yeah.
That's what happened to you.
Oh.
And
So-
so
Well,
this
I-
is where we're going to attack first. And
Yeah,
here's where we're
exactly.
gonna attack
You
second.
you know all of that kind of information.
These forces are going to attack here like this.
I mean, I guess I tell. I guess I tell them.
Your friends.
I mean,
or tell
but
the mind
the-
flayers.
No.
one
Watch out, several adventurers
question.
might be
Yeah,
coming
James?
after you now.
I guess to make it less metagamey, I should ask this to Zamla or Owen is do you remember the flashback that we had last week? Do the forces that you see look like that?
Do they, Andrew?
Wait, what? Which flashback? To be specific.
The flashback not a flashback,
Oh,
but
the
last
flash
week
forward.
where
Okay, yeah, I know
the
what you mean.
technical flash forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you see some things that do seem to resemble that.
So you tell the so did you just say you tell the party that?
I mean,
So, like for example, to relate it to what you saw last week, you would know that there are a bunch, despite the fact that they normally don't get on, because of how like successful this is likely to be. There's a bunch of Elder Brains that have agreed to essentially like work as a massive hive mind. So everyone could communicate planet-wide and things like that, which would explain why you saw so many Elder Brains in the future vision.
yeah, tell
So
them.
so you're saying that what we saw in that sort of future vision or chronomancy bubble yesterday is what you saw in your dream last night? Because
Essentially,
because you were using dream to talk to somebody.
essentially, yes.
Did they detail how they are going to get here, and is there anything that you can do to stop it? Because it
Well, they-
sounds like they're answering to you.
I mean, they already mentioned there's like a thing underground that's going to turn everyone deep underground. So we should go break that.
Andrew, question:
Yeah.
Was I myself in the dream, or were they referring to me like, you know how sometimes a person will be in place of another person in like a flashback, and they'll be like, "Hello, Steve," and you'll be like, "Well, oh, I guess I'm Steve in this dream," or something. Or were they referring to me specifically?
It was think of it as a little bit like if you did like the astral projection spell. So it wasn't like physically you, but it was like they knew it was you that they were like showing around, and
They were like, "Oh, hello, Zamla.
yes,
So
How are you?" Okay, yeah.
effectively, what we need to do is gather an army and then go down there.
Wait, one more question.
And then kill the things that are down there.
How much authority did I have? Because you said I was amongst the top ones, but like, how was I treated?
you were treated very well. You
Like, was I like the head honcho, or could I not tell?
You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell exactly. Like obviously you were treated very well, and you were being shown around like all of the plans. You do
Not
think that
impressed.
there was like still someone that they were all reporting to, but
Okay.
you'd think like in basic terms like maybe a general question mark, something high ranking at least.
Oh, okay then.
But I agree with Lumen. We should find whatever that thing is that they've placed underground and destroy it.
Indeed.
Well, this
What
universe
they
seems surviving in a month.
what they plan to do is harrowing. Well, if that future vision is anything to go by, it evidently must.
True.
The timestamp in your head says it does.
So yeah, let's go speak to this gardener lady. Then let's go back to.
I mean, if Meredith's running for office, surely he wouldn't want any illicit influence underground spoiling that.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, let's go talk to the gardener lady first. Then we'll go talk to Meredith and then we'll try and convince Meredith to come with us, and we'll go underground and stab.
What if the gardener lady is the illicit influence?
Dun dun dun.
I mean, then we should go and
I
identify
mean-
them, shouldn't we?
I should lick
Cause-
her.
You
Yeah.
you should.
should.
But
The voice
Which-
in your
in
head
our-
says yes, you should.
in our universe, they were saloon.
I mean, there's
Was
we've
the
met
Moon
them here
Mother,
before as
which
well, and they were like a bit desperate, but they were.
oh wait,
nice
yeah,
about it.
they didn't give off illicit vibes.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
like they were nice. They were just desperate.
You could potentially find out more about them if you asked.
Yeah, so let's
Yes,
go. Meet
I
them.
remember. I tried to fix their plants because their plants were dying. You said I have a level of exhaustion, Andrew. Are we using all exhaustion or new exhaustion?
All sure.
Okay, so
We
I have
understand.
disadvantage on ability checks. Cool. It's just so that I know what I'm remembering.
Yeah. I do love how every time we're like, are we using new or old? And it's like, old can't
Well,
bother to think what the new is.
I mean, I'm the opposite. In my game, I'm using new because new is just a -1 to everything, and then it stacks
Yeah.
with.
But yeah, all these
Yeah,
characters were
exhaustion
built
level.
in old, so
I mean,
it
yeah,
makes sense to
True,
keep using
true,
old.
true, true.
Very good point, Graham.
That's a good point. Yeah, just
Yeah.
use old. Disadvantage on ability checks.
Let's go speak to Gardener Lady because we're not gonna make a load more progress without.
Via will
Taking
detail to the
this away.
Furbolgs. Very sorry about your memories. I did not expect that to happen.
Wait, what's
only
wrong with
lost
my
2
memories?
I mean, what happened last year?
They just like stare off into space?
Exactly. Apologies for that. I will try and fix it, but I do know how to get you guys home now. I have 1 or 2 little things to do here in town first, and then as soon as I get free, I will endeavor to get you guys home. Okay?
Oh, okay, I guess they like turn to the barkeep. Would it be like alright if we stayed here while they were busy? And he like panic looks over at Via and he's like, yeah, that would be perfectly fine.
Yeah, Via will detail to the one that didn't get memory checked. She's just like, just be wary that there might be spaces where they used to remember things. Just try and help them. Maybe rebuild. I think at least more than a few of their memories got erased unintentionally. Again, sorry for that. Was not expecting it. We'll try and fix it, but we're gonna get you home, okay?
Speaking of which, your home is beautiful.
Yes, yeah, should do say it's like it's in the what was it called, the High Forest?
Yeah. Near to the grandfather tree.
In the core of core of the High Forest, next to the grandfather tree. It's beautiful.
I love the aesthetic. And they're like really confused. Because they do remember their home. It's like, wait, have you been? Because they're like really not picking up what happened.
Yeah, Via's like, I love how at night that the tree line is so thick that it looks like the leaves are full of starlight.
And it's like a really nice pattern on the roof of your room. It really helps you get to sleep. What?
I don't think Via would get that specific.
I know, I
She'd
just
be
love the
more
idea of,
in
like-
general about the place itself.
I love the posters you've got up on your walls. Oh, you also a fan of the dirge of the trees? I love that band.
I was going to say is like I didn't know that you were also jazz.
So yeah, you guys are gonna.
You saw Imagine Humans live last year. I'm so jelly.
You're gonna head to the lady.
Yep.
Mhm.
Let's go.
Oh god, I've got so many tabs open. Do you like the stupid picture I gave her?
It's very beautiful.
I think my favorite
Zoom in,
thing was
zoom in, zoom in, zoom in.
that I totally forgot about that hole in the wall I made.
Also did a stick
Yeah.
figure here.
Yeah,
I can't remember what that's for.
That's the hole in the wall. Someone just walked through the wall. Who was it, Joseph? It was related to you, I'm sure it was.
I do remember it was related to me, and I heard.
Evil Joseph?
I mean, it might have just been Loom.
I think it was
Oh,
just
that's what I
Lumen
meant. Evil
that
Lumen.
made it a
Oh.
hole in the wall.
You just, instead of going through the gate, just lightsabered your way in.
Yeah.
This hole was
maybe?
made for me. Okay,
I
so
can't remember. I remember it being a joke.
yeah. So you arrive at the, well, not base, the building that is underneath the floating tower. And compared to the previous times you've been here, it's way more active.
Okay.
It's
I will approach the building.
it's funnily quite similar to what you saw over with Murdertha.
Yeah, if she's running for office as well, there's going to be a lot of like dignitaries and officials like bustling about the place, getting things done. I somehow get the feeling that old saloon is going to be quite hard to get in touch with right now.
I mean, we got in touch with Murdertha.
Can everyone who has been involved with the tower thing, which I know is me asking you to remember because I can't remember, could you give me an advantage history? So at least I could say Lumen gets it.
Would Via count as being involved in the tower thing? Because she did talk to her a lot last time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
But-
everyone has been here.
I think
Yeah,
I was
mine-
there, yeah.
Mine'll just be a straight roll though because of exhaustion.
True. I mean, I think
Sag.
I think Lumen's got this.
I mean, yeah, I
Fair.
got a 22.
So like you guys head in, and it is the same sort of thing as like Murdertha's side, of like, what's it called? My brains went to an election base. But yeah, we're all.
Campaign
Polling
office?
centre.
Thank you, campaign office. That's what I wanted, not election base. Welcome to my election base.
I call mine the election base or the election fortress.
You sound like an evil villain plotting this election.
Calling it things like an election base, election fortress.
Note to self: if the place that you live is called like a lair or a fortress, or
At no point have I used the term lair.
Election lair.
Yeah, you
That's
tried to
politics.
call
Hey,
it
that's
lair.
anti-dragon propaganda. Lairs aren't always a bad thing.
So yeah, you walk.
Bigot.
Wow.
Wow.
You walk in, and you're immediately greeted by a very busy, like, front of house staff member. So like the person who'd be working like the entrance office type thing. Yeah, hello, yes,
hello,
hello.
Hello, we're
we're
all
here to
the
see the gardener.
old
Who?
associates. We're old associates. Saloon?
They look even more confused when you say that one.
Now Via's like,
lady
okay, which one of
who-
her pseudonyms is she going to be operating on?
The lady who lives in the floaty tower.
Oh, you mean
Surely there is like campaign posters everywhere with her name splattered all over. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
must be.
a lot of them actually do just have Gardner on it. This person's just like, what, Gardner? They're essentially confused.
So as in the gardener
Yes, the Gardner.
points at a campaign poster.
Points at the poster, and they're like, oh, right, sorry, the Gardner, not a, sorry, that, we're very busy here, and my brain just blanked and thought you were asking for just a gardener. They're next
That's
door.
fair. You do appear to be very busy. Next door.
Yeah, next door is a garden center.
Okay,
Uh,
that's nice.
Lumen, with your 22 in history, you see, like, it's weird, but you see a door that looks like a janitor's closet, but you can't, like, focus on it. It's like when you go to look...
Perception filter.
Yeah, when you go to look at it, your eyes try to dart somewhere else. But you would remember that like beyond there would have been where the teleportation circle would have been.
Okay, always in the corner of my eye. Got it.
Yes. So you're looking for the big person in charge. I haven't seen them in days. They've been very busy, I imagine.
Can we go up and talk to them?
Go up.
Into the floaty tower.
Oh, no one knows how to get up there.
But it's just through that door.
They see you pointing at a wall. Right. Sure.
I mean, would Via and Newt remember how we got up there last time, and therefore
you would
have an
remember.
idea of what Lumen is pointing at?
You would remember that there was a teleportation circle. Because you didn't get high enough on the history rolls, you don't get to see the door, but like it still makes sense what Lumen is saying.
If Via looks in the if Via's confused because of the low history roll, looks at where Lumen is pointing and then either sees a door or either sees a wall, or sees a door, but then eyes immediately dart away from it, should be able to at least like be able to discern it's being shielded in some sort of perception way, shape, or form from sight for whatever reason. Would you be able to discern whether it's a perception filter or not?
You wouldn't immediately.
Fair
Essentially,
enough.
you might need a bit more information from Lumen speaking.
Yep, fair enough. I'll
So-
shut up.
Uh,
Let him go with it.
So they're like,
I'll just continue with, like,
no,
there's a very hard to look at door over there.
no, there's not.
But look at it.
I
Except
am.
don't look right at it, and then look like at that bit of wall, and then don't look left, but know that it is left. Does that make sense?
They do
Via's
exactly what you
just
say.
doing what he says.
Via, when you do that, you get the tiniest flicker of something being there that your eye darts away from. When the other person who doesn't know that, like, the portal, not portal, teleportation circle exists, tries, they're like, I'm sorry, sir, I cannot see what you're trying to...
Okay, come over here.
Do you,
Close your eyes.
do you have...
And then
do you
feel
have-
along this wall.
Why are you carrying a baby?
It's my baby.
Oh my
Don't
goodness.
ask stupid questions.
You're very young, sir.
Well, yes,
I'm younger.
that's true. We're all actually not adults.
You're not an adult
That's-
man.
The
No.
fear that is owed to is so gonna come after you.
No one in our adventuring party is an adult, and we're trying to save the universe. It's actually this massive thing that's been going on.
Doom, stop talking to commoners like they're gods.
But it's important to let people know things.
Should we just go in?
Yeah, but it's giving them existential anxiety.
They've got to know the universe could end at any moment.
Look, if you
the
can't
person
show
with-
them the door, just open the door.
The office
well-
person is like, the universe is ending? drops all the
Good.
papers go everywhere. And there we go.
I will attempt to head over to the door and open the door and then go through the door.
You could manage to basically feel your way towards it. It's still very confusing because like the door opens inwards. So when you get to like the handle, you just kind of fall in, and you're just confused because it does feel like you just fell through a wall.
Okay.
You can
Do
now
I see the opening now?
no.
I
But
will.
Lumen, you can see perfectly fine out to everyone now.
Okay. Friends, follow the sound of my voice.
Oh God, he's fell through a wall. Oh God, he's in the back rooms. I've heard of this. Skibbity and
I walk
whatnot.
towards the sound. I walk towards the sound and try licking the air while I walk through.
Eventually your hand would while you're moving your hand across the wall, you would like hit a point where it just goes through. If you lick that bit of wall, there is like, well, that bit of wall that's not there. There is like a wibble of illusion you can taste.
A wibble of delusion. That's how we measure the potency of illusions in wibbles.
Yeah.
What
Lumen, you
about
can just
Yeah.
see your friend licking the air.
How many wibbles is it?
3.
It's 3 wibbles.
My God.
Okay.
3 wibbles.
That's a powerful illusion.
Yeah.
Basic stuff is like half a wibble.
So is everyone following in Newt's footsteps besides the licking?
I mean, Via's been following Lumen the whole time.
Yeah.
Or
I
trying.
mean, besides the licking.
I mean, other people
The
can
licking is
still
part of
lick
the
it.
experience.
Yeah, everyone does their as every creature does as standard practice, licks every illusion they encounter, Andrew.
True.
That's
Fair
what
enough.
we do.
I'm not gonna say you can't do that.
Zamla, why are you licking every wall but the illusion?
For comparison's sake. Obviously.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh shit, where is the Zamla icon? Where is he?
Oh, I don't
Oh.
know.
Oh, he's down there. Wait a minute.
And
Excellent.
made it.
then I guess we go to the
So yeah, you
teleportation circle.
once everyone like passes past the point of the illusion, you're in like a very familiar room of like the original room that you found when you first came here. It's like really dusty and it looks like barely anyone's been in here in God knows how long.
Attempt to access the tower, I suppose, if we all stand in the circle.
I mean, yeah, if you start like brushing the dust off the floor, you would like see it magically reacting, so you know like it is still active.
Cool.
Prestidigitates all of the dust and any sort of like debris off if it's not been used in so long, and if it's that minging.
You just blow a load of dust out of the door and just dust appears from nowhere. What's going on? So yeah, you all teleport up to a familiar but not seen. So you've all seen this place before. Last time you remember, it was very dead. Now it's kind of the opposite, but a lot more chaotic. So think like Poison Ivy from Batman. There's a lot of like fly traps that are like snapping at things, and there's just like overgrown stuff everywhere.
Very unhygienic.
The stuff that is thriving and is like actively snapping at things. It's not like far realmy, is it?
No, it's just like
Okay.
very, very,
Angry plant.
yeah.
Via looking out, it's just like, could this be nature reacting to everything that the Lich is doing to this universe?
Maybe.
With the death curse and everything, and life not really being allowed to propagate, and death be meaning that you're locked inside a Chardland tower. Well, at least that's the working theory at the moment.
Let's go speak to the gardener lady. Maybe she'll
Yeah,
have
if we can
insight.
find her.
Wanders further into this tower.
You get out your machete
Kinda.
and you start cutting through the thickets.
Carnivorous plant tries to like bite at Via, she just like slaps it on the top, like, no, naughty, not allowed. Tries to bite at the baby owl on her shoulder, she's like, no! Slaps it away.
Gardener lady. I just keep repeatedly calling out.
Joseph,
Loon!
it's just fun to bully you, so make me a dex save.
Okay.
Please roll low because it's funnier if you do.
I mean, you can. If I roll high, you can always make me re-roll.
True,
you
I've
can
got.
just-
Yes, I've got
you can
that
just
reroll
blow
to
the
use
DC.
against you.
You can just blow at the DC.
Yeah, reroll. I waste my really useful thing.
Yay!
Well, I've
That's
decided
amazing.
the DC's 20, so
Damn it!
Lumen, you get.
Flash of genius.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Woo! 24. Woo.
That
was
reminds
close.
me.
All right,
That
Christian,
reminds me.
you get.
I
hit
haven't
in the
rolled this
head.
yet.
That's okay.
I couldn't have helped anyway.
Oh yeah, I
Via-
forgot my potions.
Okay, so Lumen, you're about to be like hit square in the forehead with like, one of those glass ink vial things. And then you remember what happened last time with the dagger, and the flash of genius. Like it just like scrapes across your head as you move out the way, and you're like, "Oh, we found her."
You
It's
just look
turning
out
into-
a knife.
It's turning into a tradition, this.
And then she sees and is like, "Oh, it's you! I haven't seen anyone in weeks."
Hello.
She looks incredibly bedraggled.
No offense,
Uh,
but yes, that makes sense. Kind of just looks at. She doesn't gesture. Via doesn't gesture at anything, but she just looks at all of the other plants like, yeah, that makes sense.
So, how are you?
Good, good. Look at all the plants. Look at the growth.
Do you have any mushrooms?
Yeah. What caused that?
While she's trying to answer, she like points over in the distance. Zamla, you just see like there is just a room of mushrooms. Yeah. So like last time you were here, you remember everything was dying.
Yeah, that
like-
was not good.
I drew all of the energy that was left to here, and accidentally drew it all here.
What do you mean all?
Have you
What
ever
do you
been
mean all?
have you ever been to
'Cause-
Candlekeep?
I know of it.
They're stores of like all the plants and stuff. They're fucked. They were already a bit fucked, but now they're very fucked.
Because they were from Candlekeep.
Oh, have you absorbed like all of the magical energy that keeps like those kinds of plants alive and brought it here?
Yes.
So that your plants would get better. Ah, I see.
I didn't mean
And
to
you
do
only meant
that,
to take
but
a bit.
yeah,
You only meant to take a bit, but you've accidentally taken like all of it. Okay. I see. I see
yeah.
the problem and solution to why everything is fine here now.
Do you also have a hungry weave?
A what?
Yeah, like Via like flaps hands at you like, don't bring that. Look,
Look,
let's just say that I kind of understand where you're coming from with the whole I intended to do this, and then it kind of went a bit over the top, and now this has happened.
look.
It's been happening to me too.
It's very hard to focus your magic properly when the thing that you're from is dead, but you're not, but you are. I thought I
What
used
thing
to
is
be able
dead?
to do this easily, but
Okay, go back.
Come on,
The moon
what's dead?
stopped existing?
no, the moon's still
Do you mean
there.
do you mean your domain?
No. Wait. Looks at Lumen. You remember who I'm like? Who am?
Saloon.
Yeah. But no. Because
Yeah, but no.
I'm one of their avatars.
Oh,
That's why I said your domain. So you mean
Oh
like
no,
not
Saloon
only your
itself is
domain,
dead.
but your main
Yes.
self.
Points at Newt crazily. Yes, that.
Lumen
so
looked
you're
really
on.
saddened by this.
So you're
Le-
only the remainder of the like a magical construct of her consciousness.
leans
Sort
over
of?
to Lumen. Leans over to Lumen like a simulacrum without a wizard.
I miss that. I'll miss that gardener. Oh,
That's a bit sad.
No. I'm still the same person, but like that's what I've always been.
yeah, I understand that. It's just like I'm saddened that the like the original entity that created you is dead because I still like them as well. And I'm happy that
Likewise,
you're alive though.
Yeah, normally the avatars just get wiped out. I haven't been, so that's good.
That's good. Yeah. You can pick yourself up and dust yourself off and have a good old time.
Yeah, and fix the
Sweet.
planet problem with the plants and the stuff.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we're
Motions
trying to
around
help
herself.
with that too. We're trying to help with that, but
Also,
on like a everywhere scale. It's a
Also-
nightmare.
there's a weird mind flare incursion that's gonna happen in a month, thanks to a thing that's underneath the city somewhere, and we've got to go stop that.
Oh, that'll
Any
suck.
thoughts?
I mean, yeah, but if we get if we get enough manpower to get down there and destroy it, it'll be
Woman
fine.
power?
Also, I hear you're running in an election.
Yeah, yes, I was about to bring that up. Speaking of picking yourself up and dusting yourself off, I'm assuming that means that this whole election business isn't entirely of your will, or
Well,
is it?
Well, like, so basically, it I still don't. We don't really know if the
It's
old
okay.
old guy
You
actually
don't
died.
need to hurry with us. You can
With the old
take your
guy?
time and you can take your time to answer. You don't need to hurry yourself.
Yeah,
Oh,
never.
the old lord.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never
okay.
Ember or whatever his name was. He was nice.
So nobody's in the corpse, or what are you saying?
They
No,
said they
Don't think
claim to be investigating it.
Yeah, everyone just thinks he died of natural causes. Then he fell asleep, didn't wake up.
I mean, it happened.
And so like I've been like sort of campaigning to get everyone because this town's kind of fucked, and whole everything going bad and universe stuff and the plants are all dying and shit and so like I was essentially gonna try and convince everyone to become a bit like everyone's gonna go and spread the seeds motions around her at the insane growth, and then this will grow everywhere.
It's not to rain on your parade, literally, but it's like grabs, like not grabs, but like sort of like picks up one of the petals on one of the plants as it like tries to bite because it's carnivorous. It's just like there's not exactly a lot of biodiversity in these things, and I can't help but think that they are an invasive species.
You know,
While
I think
they will grow, they will kill. They might potentially kill everything else.
I think you need to leave this tower. I think you need
Yeah,
a
you
hug,
need some fresh air.
go outside, and like I think you've been cooped up in here a while. I think
No,
you
no, no,
need
no, no,
like
no, no. It's fine. It's fine. It's
a-
fine. The little what's that? What's that? Your spelly person. What's that spell called? Familiar.
Familiar?
Yeah, like I've got one of them that's dressed up as me down there. They're sorting everything.
I think you need to. Yeah, I think you need to go outside and like have like a recovery period because you've sort of like burned out.
No, 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 no. This is fine. This is fine. I am fine.
No, no. As your
I'm gonna
friend,
fix
you need to
everything.
do this. Yeah, you can work towards look. We're only we're not all powerful, right? And we can only do things that are within our limits, and there is no magical solution that'll instantly make everything better. But we can work towards a better future together. And the first step of that is like getting out of this tower and maybe having a shower.
Having a what?
And no, prestidigitation doesn't count.
And like eating a warm meal that was not prepared magically.
It's fine. I've been just eating the fruits and things off the trees.
Yeah, look.
You
we're
need something
gonna,
a bit more balanced.
gonna come with a human solution that won't be perfect, but it should be it's much less likely to go wrong. Come on, buddy. I believe in you. I know you can be better than this.
You can definitely be better than this, but even the mightiest of us need to rest from time to time, and I think that's what you need.
All right, fine.
I agree with Newman.
We'll go down. We'll go down. We'll say hi to everyone. Get a nice breath of fresh air, and then back to work. Back to work.
You just, I mean, sure, but I think we need to abandon this like in slightly deranged plan. I think you need to have like a few days off, okay?
So do you lead them towards the teleportation circle?
Yeah.
While we're doing that, Via goes, I would just like to ask, you said it is a familiar downstairs that looks like you, and they are managing things. What kind of familiar is that?
Also, real quick, I'm gonna have my familiar do a quick sweep of the tower in case they've made a duplicate of themselves and sent that with us, and they've gone back off to their lab to have a work. To keep working.
Yeah. If you eventually the familiar will get eaten by a plant, but that's like after you've swept the place. There isn't any more hers in here. There isn't any more
good.
people.
Okay.
You do see, as you're leaving, like one of the fly traps like snaps at you to try and eat you, and then she just grabs it and takes a bite out of it.
Yeah.
You see, that's the sort of thing that we're talking about.
We need to get you you need to speak to people. You need to talk to other living beings.
I talk to the plants. They're very conversational. See?
That's not a healthy. That's not a healthy sign. Let's get you a cup of tea.
So you teleport down. It's you didn't realize it, but it's just so refreshing exiting there, because it was like you were in like a boiling hot. What they're called.
I imagine
Botanical
the air
garden.
would be rather. I imagine the air would be rather foisty.
And
Just a bit.
When you exit there, it is just like, it's the idea of like how fresh it would be if you were like the top of an icy mountain. It's just like, that's the comparison.
The fresh air hits like a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She like takes a few steps out of the door. Everyone makes a fuss, and then she collapses to the floor.
Oh dear.
Scoops up.
She is fast
Takes
asleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna take her to the tavern, I guess.
Okay.
Before you go, like Via taps you on the shoulder, on the arm, Lumen.
Sure.
It's just
Thanks
like she mentioned that she had a familiar that was looking like her managing things. What are your thoughts on me finding them and letting them know about the little underground illithid situation? If they have any adventurers or otherwise guards or manpower at their disposal, it might be a good idea to get a couple of them on side through these guys.
That's fine. I would send them to investigate rather than confront, just because
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
good
that's what I
chance they'll
mean.
be really dangerous. But
We
it's
do
a
the
good,
dangerous bit,
it
but
is a
they
good
tell
plan.
us which way to go.
Yeah, it's a good plan for them to find wherever the starting point of this is. I think that's
Mhm.
a good plan.
Right. While Lumen is doing that, because Via's not the lifty type, Via will look for a creature that looks like it is being saloon, and basically just be like, "Hey, if you need an advisor, but this is happening in the city," and then essentially like, "Listen, well, like, what do I find?" Essentially, is
Yeah,
what I'm asking first.
we'll do your thing in a second. Just what's
Yep,
everyone
sure.
else doing? Just so I know the way everyone's splitting up, sort of thing.
Question one: is there a bathhouse in this town?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take Saloon there and have someone bathe her. I'll like pay an attendant there to wash her because I assume she's just been in her lab all day.
She's
But
So what did you
she's
do at work
coated
today?
in
Washed
mud.
God. What did you do
Yeah,
at work today?
so
Washed God.
I'll take her there. Then once she's been cleaned, I'll take her to to like the tavern to like be put in a bed effectively, and then I'll have some food made for her.
Sure. So of the other people who aren't VR that are with them, do you guys want like a nice spa visit while you're waiting? They've got a special on. No, they don't seem interested.
What?
They don't.
Do I think I could make my tiny servants search for aberration activity as well?
It would take a while, but you could set them to that. Yes.
Okay.
Ooh,
Then I would basically sit down outside of the bathhouse while they're bathing Saloon, and we'll make tiny servants and try to teach them how to look for aberration
Oh, yeah.
stuff. Like I'm sure I
Zamla.
have some liquids that are
How
some.
many? Sorry.
Zamla, could you do me a favor?
Before that, I need to ask. Was I allowed to take any mushrooms, Andrew?
Yeah.
Ooh, what mushrooms?
Once you left the room she was in, she forgot you existed.
Oh,
So like you could have took as many mushrooms as you wanted.
wait. Instead of many mushrooms, can I just have one giant mushroom?
There's there's one absolutely massive mushroom right in the middle. And you're like, this
Okay,
one looks
so-
good.
Okay, Andrew. So you turn around to ask that, and like Zamla's just cradling the giant mushroom, looking at it like it's his firstborn child.
Who are you doing that to? I guess
What?
Lumen, because he wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Lumen, make me a perception. You think you might have saw it blink,
Okay,
but you're like,
that's fine.
not sure. That might have been my imagination.
Samla,
I was sorry.
I need you to go and tell Murdertha that they need to be looking under the city somewhere for cultists who are setting up the whole mind flare vision that we all saw. Also, I want you to invite Murdertha to see if they want to like rejoin with the party and come adventuring again.
Very well. What time of day is it?
It'll probably be
shit.
like 10-ish sort of thing. So like,
Okay, so she's probably not asleep.
no, it would be like before lunch.
Okay, there. Ooh, let's think. I don't have sending, surprisingly. Wait, does anyone have sending here?
Yes,
The person
You're
who
not
left.
here.
Alright, shit.
but I'm still
Yeah, I-
still in the building. Technically, you left me. You could come back.
You can also just physically visit him. He's in
Yeah.
the
Still in
city.
the building? I thought you were headed
I
out.
was just thinking for convenience. I guess I guess yeah, I can go. So I go there, Andrew. I
Yeah.
guess.
You go visit your bested bud Murdertha.
Okay then. Oh, I forgot to summon my horse. I guess I'll have to cut under the tiny servant, and you just see him like riding on an invisible car.
That sounds about right.
Nine. No, he doesn't do that. Stupid. Anyway, I go to visit Murderer. Is it easy getting in?
It's not as busy as it was when you got there yesterday. Because it's like everyone's just like essentially opening up and like printing things off and getting ready. So
Yeah.
you should like be able to very easily find Murdertha.
But,
Okay then.
Murdertha, I imagine you're like having your breakfast.
you got my message, right?
Oh yes, you've been busy.
All right.
So,
Yeah,
while
we-
they've been away, the cult has started to establish the first parts of like a food distribution service to make sure
Which
people
cult?
like my cult.
The good one, Shifty Eyes.
There's no other cult as far as I'm concerned.
I just wanted to be safe.
But yeah, we've started a food distribution service, so there will be like more of the space around the place taken up by like crates of like bulk food. If that makes sense.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, you come in, you find me like sort of like giving out orders, checking the book, being like, okay, book. So what's the most efficient way for me to distribute food to the ones who need it?
Carrots. No.
Open book.
Oh, sorry, I'm currently typing a
alright.
joke just for Graham.
Ah!
What?
You've been...
What?
I've just seen the living mushroom that you're carrying.
Wait, Samuel, when you look at the mushroom, it just looks like a big mushroom. And then you're like, no, it's fine. Moves the face back, and it just like smiles at you, Murdertha.
Okay, either he's not he's on a lot of drugs that are making him not see that, or I'm naturally hallucinating on something.
There's drugs involved somehow.
But either way, I'm gonna ignore your living mushroom for a minute. Be like, yeah, do you want to come join us in helping everyone? I'm just waiting for the book to give me an answer on how what the most efficient distribution method is.
I explain the situation to them. Andrew, if that's
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah, that's fine. So
Wait,
Murdertha's up
what
to
situation?
about the gardener lady.
What did she say?
Sorry.
I forgot Graham zones out when he's not involved.
Yeah, I'm not here. I stopped listening.
So yeah, what is
I can't. I don't want to have information my character wouldn't have.
so what does Zamla tell them?
What's happening,
Fuck this up, I'm
Zamla?
sorry. Fuck this up.
You're not fucking this up. This is great.
I don't remember.
You were there and you don't remember. I don't see why I'm getting insulted for not knowing what's happening.
Clearly, none of that was very important.
Zamla was distracted by mushrooms.
I mean, that is actually
that.
true.
Okay, so
Is
effectively
that-
you've
is that
turned
what
up
you-
and I'm
was it-
like,
was I got a cool mushroom.
I'm like, that's a really cool mushroom. Was there something you wanted to tell me about something? No, okay. Back
No,
to what I was
I-
doing.
I'm glad our messenger Zamla has saved the day.
Is that the only thing that Zamla would, I guess, remember would be like Lumen said something about like sending people underground to look for mind flayers, and do you want to like meet up with us and be a party again?
Yeah, basically. I guess if that's all I heard, yeah, that's what I'll tell them.
I mean, do you want to roll a history check to see how much you remember of what he actually told you?
I mean, would I do it with disadvantage since I was in a mushroom?
The
Paradise.
mushroom.
Why would you offer disadvantage? What are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
just being fair.
you-
You were being reasonable. You were like, well, I wasn't there, so I wouldn't hear it. So I'm being fair about this.
Yeah, you can have a self-imposed disadvantage.
Lore accurate.
You
Yeah,
remember there was
I
like
just
some
don't-
crazy woman?
Oh, were you talking to the evil lady? Yeah, I think she's trying to bury the world in plants or something like that. So we need to stop her.
Oh, well, that's certainly not. Wait a minute. What kind of plants?
Oh my god.
You were there.
Not mushrooms. I think it was some kind of vine. Someone.
God! No!
That was in that building.
You were in the room.
He's like, really, what's that like? Describe it to me.
Looking at
I'm just like, yeah, cool. So you've got no information. So we're doing food distribution. Do you want to help help the needy in the city and do good for once?
Wow, for once.
Yeah, we've just been wandering around doing nothing but killing things. So we should really help people.
How dare you
That's
say
what I've
something
learned
so
from-
true?
That's what I've learned from my time here is that helping people is truly the best feeling.
Sure, no problem. Can I take a look at that book for a second, by the way?
Yeah. What do you want it to know?
I just want to look at it. I've actually never looked at it myself.
Which
Okay.
book are you trying to look at? Good or bad?
The good book. The one. he's
Sure, I
done
was
with
going to give
me?
you the option. Did you want the one covered in human skin or the other one?
I look at the good book.
Sure.
I shake it slightly.
The book is shook.
I open it and look inside, just on like a random page, to see what's inside.
You flip to a random page and it's just discussing different ways that medicines can be made out of mushrooms and things like
Oh.
that.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
so you
flip to another random page.
So the way it works is you ask it a question and then you flip it open and it'll be the page you need.
I flick to another page.
Do you have anything particularly you want from it before you just open a random page?
I mean, I just opened it and it told me how to make things out of mushrooms. So I guess
Wait.
that's what I want.
The book's telling you information in a logical fashion that you don't have to interpret? What the fuck is this bullshit?
I don't know. I'll ask the book. I ask why it is giving me logical answers and not vague riddle bullshit.
It doesn't seem to. You just flick through and it's just a page on helping out people and just nice things. It doesn't seem to answer you.
Is it vague bullshit?
No.
I'm gonna. Can I take the book a second? Why are you giving him real answers and not vague bullshit? And I open a random page.
It's
Uh,
like a number
On,
8 ball
conflict
when it's
resolution.
What
Oh
would
god,
they
that's what the
respond?
good book is. It's just an 8-ball, isn't it?
The book would respond with, You are the one who I have chosen to help.
God.
But why are you more helpful to the person you haven't chosen to help by giving them real information that is pertinent and easily followable?
I feel like Murder is 2 seconds away from trying to throttle this boot.
I've done nothing to
a
be as
bad
good as
book.
possible. I've helped all these people, and you just keep being riddles. I need you to give me a straight answer. What do we need to do to save everyone?
Meanwhile, the bad book is going, yes, excellent.
I'll
Also,
ask
by
the
the-
evil book if you don't tell me.
By this interaction, I'm also convinced that if the party left and forgot about Zamla, Zamla would just forget everything happened. Just go off on a totally new adventure.
Actually, I in response to your actually getting angry at the book, you get here it's still riddly, but you get a response which is, you should rely on your friends.
Samla, can you come over here a second?
Of course, I come over.
Okay. I need you to, when I ask a question, I need you to flip open the book and see what it tells you, okay?
Okay then. I position myself.
Okay, so what do we need? Like, is there any way we can make sure to, like, help the people in this city, like, from whatever's going on that we saw in the vision? And then I'm like, okay, Zamla, open it up and see if it gives you a straight answer.
I open it.
Uh. How does it respond to try to
I'm relying on my friends,
Yeah.
just like it told me.
Go ask Lumen.
Ask
Or
the
the-
burb.
or the verb, or the robot. They have been told the plot relevant information.
Uh, okay, just to be weird because it's funny to me.
Mhm.
So to Zamla, it's just like a page that talks about ways that you can like hide medicines in food and things. It's like using good, like nice flavors to hide things so that people will take medicine and not notice like the bitterness and things like that.
Yeah.
You also see that page, Meredith, but you also see in the corner of the page written, a larger group of friends always makes for more friends.
Yeah, that's why I've got all the gnomes. And my coat.
What the fuck do you want from me, book?
You asked Toby to expand my friend group, and I did so.
I really like that its answer was friendship is friendship.
Okay, I'm like, gnomes, especially you, Nomeo.
Yeah. We were just
I
about
need
to
you
go
all
and
to-
put up today's flyers.
Yeah, I need you all to like continue with the organization. We all have we've all got our jobs, right? The jobs have been handed out.
Yeah?
Okay. I trust you all to continue the work for a second. I need to go find some friends. It turns out the book doesn't believe you guys are important enough friends for it to help me.
Oh, that's... I consider
Yeah,
you
it makes
quite a
me-
good
it ma-
friend.
Yeah, that was how I felt as well. But like after like how we've helped each other out, how we saved each other from certain death that one time.
Yeah, it's been a short amount of time we've been together, but like all of
It's
us
been
feel
really
very
eventful.
very close to you.
But yeah, the turns out the good book might in fact be evil because it doesn't count the power of all of our friendship. It only counts specific friendships, which I think is very discriminatory.
Huh. Well, if we can help in any way, of course we're happy to.
Keep the campaign going. Start distributing the food. Make sure people get it. We need to help all the people and make sure everyone's standard of living comes up because that's the only way to a prosperous society.
Murtha really on the wow. I think the good book might be racist against gnomes.
Yeah, I'm like, there's probably a reason why it didn't care when I was killing all those gnomes previously.
Uh,
Would
Looks
make
like
so
no,
much sense.
don't stop.
It didn't try really at all to stop me killing gnomes. And now that I'm friends with gnomes, it doesn't count their friendship as being worthwhile for the power of friendship.
uh,
So
Maybe.
elsewhere,
But yeah, I will then try and go with Zamla and his new living mushroom companion to go and find other people if he remembers where they were going.
Okay then.
I mean they would still, apart from Via, who I'll get to Via stuff in a second. They would still be, because of like not a lot of time has passed between the two of you there. If you like headed back to the spa where you'd parted from like Lumen and them, they would still be there.
Okay, we'll start heading there while you go and do whatever else you need to do.
While are you saying that to God?
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. Alright then. God speaks to Via. Via, it's your turn.
Yeah, so basically Via's just going to find this familiar that's made to look like Saloon that we was talking about that is apparently arranging every.
Yeah, I imagine you're just doing like your flyover, looking for. Give me a perception with advantage.
Perception with advantage, but because I'm exhausted, it
Oh,
becomes
true, yeah.
neutral. Well,
Andrew?
guidance though.
Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
just quickly, since I can't find anywhere in Tiny 7 that discontinues if I recast the spell, can I have 3 times Tiny 7s up?
I don't know. What are you gonna do with them?
I want them to search the town.
Then I don't give a shit. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And 9 Tiny 7s of mine are searching the town for
I send out 1,000 tiny servants.
only 9 are searching for like thingy magic aberrations.
Yeah.
If an
On the
11
edge
isn't
of a very
if an-
suspicious cultist base.
if an 11 isn't good enough out of sheer exhaustion and just I am too tired for this shit, Via will consult her portents and just look at the immediate future as to where she'll find them, turning that 11 into a 17.
Okay. So, so you're like flying around and you're flying for a while. So you
I mean,
start.
I was gonna say I'm assuming that they'll be in the building if they're not in the tower or in the election, no, the campaign place.
Yeah, they were not in the campaign place because if you remember, you were told by the person at the front they hadn't seen them for a couple of days.
Right. Okay. Yeah, then Via will just look for them.
So like you're flying around and you're starting to get like a bit tired, and for some reason you like spot like there's like it's like a little weird restaurant thing, and so something in the back of your mind is like, oh maybe I need to go and get a drink or something. So you land and it's like you've never seen the thing that they're selling here before. Oh wait, no, I don't think you of all people didn't get to see it. But it's a boba tea shop. And I imagine like Via like gets a drink and sits down and relaxes, and then while you're just like sitting, just across from you, you see the person you're looking for.
Very hurriedly finishes the drink and like tidies herself out of it to look a bit more official, since she is technically approaching like was essentially acting as a diplomat
Yeah.
or a politician. So she's like better not look all disheveled and bedraggled,
Yeah.
despite how she feels. Tidies herself up.
That by the way was what your portent accomplished, rather than you seeing it told you,
Where
yeah,
they
you should land there.
Totally. Nice. Approaches when it seems like there's a chance, like if they're like not in the middle of talking to somebody.
Yeah, you do see like a lot of people like coming and going, talking to them. This does seem to be like when you're like getting closer, you can hear them saying, "This is supposed to be my early lunch break. Can you give me like 5 minutes?" That's to like the other people that like trying to shove like loads of papers and things at her.
Yeah, Revere's like, I don't have any paperwork or anything. She'll still approach because she's like not one of those people, and like initially, so she'll approach and just like holds out a hand as if like for a handshake. Was hello there, hello there, you can call me Via. You probably already know of me as a associate of Saloon.
Alright, give me a second.
Creator.
They like close their eyes and focus.
I know it's been that kind of day, hasn't it?
No, yeah. I can sort of like Guys, can you like, honestly, can you just like fuck off for like half an hour? Just give me half an hour. And like everyone kind of like nervously like they just walk to like the like restaurant across the road
Yeah.
and just
Like-
sit and wait.
I was going to say Veer would get us away from them. If Veer's like, do you want to get a bit of distance from them?
Oh no, it's fine. They just
I could make it happen.
they the election's only got like what a month or so left.
Just under a month.
Yeah. So like they're just trying to get everything done. But you know, you
Yeah.
need a break sometimes. Yeah. So now
Oh, totally, I know, but it's been that kind of day, hasn't it?
yeah. But now that they've buggered off, I can tell you, yeah. I can access big lady's memories to a degree. Yeah, I know you. You're friends with her.
Oh, yeah, we haven't told her about that. Veer then goes, then you'll know that she's taking a little bit of a break, not doing too great, yeah?
Oh no,
If you're accessing her memories?
I can only like past ones. But well, wait, you've actually got her to take a break?
Yeah, it took me and a couple of my friends to talk her down, but she's having a little bit of a rest and will return back fresh.
Well, that'll
Or
be
as
nice.
fresh as she can get. But as a result, I'm going to pass with that bit of nice news out of the way, I need to pass this information on to you. Essentially, the election day is not going to go great. If you've accessed Saloon's memories, you're probably aware that I'm somewhat of a diviner and
I
get
think
visions of the
yeah,
future.
that sounds familiar.
On the election day, essentially the Neverwinter is going to be attacked. There is an illithid influence underneath the city. Now, myself and my friends are trying to gather together some sort of forces or some sort of manpower to investigate the source and hopefully destroy it, so that this city never comes under siege. So I wanted to give you that information, and if there's any adventurers that you have on your side, or any like manpower or guards or anything, any extra pairs of hands to search whatever's underneath the city, be the catacombs or an undercity, would be just to find this source would be much appreciated. Then me and my friends can go and destroy that or confront it.
Okay, so they kind of stare at you for a second. They pick up their boba tea, take a slurp, put it down, and are like, "Well, I thought you were about to say that you're a diviner, so you saw that I wasn't gonna win. I wasn't really expecting the whole illithid side of that, so that was certainly a shock."
Well, the thing is that neither side wins because it happens on the election day. So there is no win or lose in that scenario. Well,
mean,
there is a win. There is a win if we stop it from happening.
I think it's a lose for
You see,
everyone.
essentially, yeah, but then that's why you have diviners on your side, because then they can go, "Wow, that sucks. Let's make sure that doesn't happen."
Wow, that sucks. What did you say? Yeah, the universe ends? Wow, that does suck.
I know, right?
Uh,
But obviously we have a month, so again, you're on your break. You're very busy. If you have anyone who you can command to come and give us a hand with this, that'd be very much appreciated. And at the end of the day, everybody wins at that point. And if you're seen helping avert a disaster, all the extra points for Saloon.
well, I don't really command people as well. Big Lady doesn't, but I don't technically command people. But there's a lot of people working under us. A lot.
Yeah, that's essentially what I meant. If there's any
I know there's a lot of
any
guards that are
like
loyal. If you
Yeah.
if you leave it with me, I'll look into this for like seeing what I might be able to muster up for help.
much appreciated. That's all I can that's all I can ask of you at the end of the day.
Then what they do is, you see them cast 2 spells. Immediately you notice, that there is an illusion of you on the spot that you are, and then you're turned invisible. And they're like,
Kind of like mislead.
yeah, they're like, I'm just gonna use you sitting there, so they leave me alone for like half an hour. Oh, that's okay.
I mean, I wasn't going to go anywhere just yet. The bubble tea that they have here is very nice.
Another.
Yeah,
I think
mage
it means you are
hand.
dismissed.
No, you can stick around. It was more a case of
Okay.
if you needed to get going, because she imagines you're very very busy, and it's like, no, I could do with another bubble tea.
I mean, she's like, yeah, like 10 minutes, and then like after that would be like, yeah, feel free to use my illusion for as long as you need to. Flies off, like after like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
which should just be, it'd be a bit more, should be engaging in a little bit more small talk. Like, so what's all that business with all those coniferous plants?
Oh yeah, so
Aren't they invasive?
yes and no. So, from what I understand from the mistress, the whatever's going on with the universe and stuff, I'm still not really sure what's going on, but it's bad apparently. Like all the life energy in the planet is like kind of dying. So she
Yeah,
she
we've
tried.
been noticing that.
The plants that you see there are kind of like a last ditch attempt to make a hardy enough species that survives through it. And yeah, they've came out a bit weird, but it is, yeah, her idea is kind of like, I suppose it would be like an invasive species, but to try and
It also sounds kind of like forced evolution.
yeah, maybe
FEV.
she's very like stressed and trying to figure out all this.
Oh, it looks like it's true.
I don't really get the thing with the god or whatever, but it just sounds like her mom's dead or something, and she's not dealing with it well.
It's Via's like, do I try to explain this? You know that she's just an avatar, right? You know what that is, right?
I don't, but I can like use her memories to get. Okay, so like yeah, like. Oh, okay, I see. Wow, it would have been much easier if I just looked into this. So
I mean,
yeah,
if you needed the keyword of avatar, fair enough.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay, I understand. It's not like it. Okay, so it is her mom, but it's not, because it's also her, and they're the
It's
same
her
person
true
but
self.
separate.
It's her true self, yes. It's happening a lot to a lot of divine creatures across the realm. It's truly saddening. I've tried contacting a few of them and only met woe in all my efforts.
Ah, that is sad then. But at least I've got an idea now. I might be able to console her a bit, or help. I mean, I'm trying my best to help. You've been told what I am, right?
Yeah, that's the only reason I was able to find you or knew to look for you in the first place. They informed me that you were here.
So yeah, I'm basically just a plant, but I can like mimic people's.
Pun intended. Sorry.
She like stops for a second. Oh yeah, I didn't get. Yeah, fair. That was yeah. And she's like laughing away for a moment, just like lost in not getting the joke originally.
But at the same time, it's like no one's been funny with me for ages.
Yeah.
Sophia's like, well, I'll apologize for the pun. At the same time, it's like, how many people make jokes around this person?
So, have you ever heard of like you could have awakened plants?
Yes.
Essentially,
I'm familiar.
that's kind of what I am. That she modified a bit.
Interesting.
So I can't really do much besides like accessing her memories, and I mean technically I can change into other people's forms, but I tend to just stick with this one.
Hey, you're already doing so much. You're doing plenty.
So yeah, if there's nothing else specific, you would fly off to meet up with your friends.
True. Yeah. That conversation happens as she's like having a second bubble tea, and then as she finishes, she goes, "You're right, though. I do need to return to my own party. We also, like my friends, are also probably seeing to the other side to see if they have any way of helping with this threat.
So despite
But
how...
let's try and keep."
Go on, sorry.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I was doing the next bit. So like... What?
Via was just going to say, hopefully we can solve this before it becomes a threat to the public.
Agreed. Emphatically agree.
Hmm.
So, what I was going to say was basically, despite the fact that none of the timing makes any sense, Via, you arrive, just...
Like way after their conversations, surely.
Yeah. But because of, like, how, you know, the whole as the crow flies, you pretty much get back, as Murdertha eventually gets there. You both...
So have we all reconvened at the bathhouse where Lumen went?
Yes. Pretty much, they've just... you don't know this, but they've just finished up inside. What you do see, though, is hilarious, because, you see Newt sitting outside, and there's just, like, a bunch of younger people or kids, hard to tell, but they are wearing uniforms, just, like, polishing him up.
Gnomes.
I mean, they could be, but it's hard to tell.
They're doing what? They're polishing him up.
Yeah, so, like, because he's made of crystal, they're, like, giving him a polish.
Shredding all their towels because of all the scales being
Yeah.
moderately
Like,
sharp.
looks at a crystalline Zamla. No, sorry, did you say Newt?
Yes.
Newt, yeah.
Yeah, just,
Sorry,
just very shiny
some-
now.
I don't know why, but my brain said crystalline Zamla there, and I was like, hang on a minute, no, what, why? Hang on.
Oh god,
No,
what's
it's
happened to
Newt.
Zamla?
What's
Flesh to
happened to
stone, not
Zamla?
flesh to crystal.
Flesh to crystal. That's what happens when you cast flesh to stone with the shenanigans weave.
He got bored and
It
cast
causes
Flesh to
memory
Stone
loss
on
is the
himself to see
problem.
what would happen.
Jamla, you
Poly-
think it's weird that like the good book is racist, right?
The good book is what?
Which good book are we talking about?
Oh yeah,
Is-
Newt. Oh yeah, Murdertha hasn't seen Lumen with baby.
Yeah, that'll be great.
That happened afterwards.
So let's have the three of you, well, sorry, the four of you,
Four?
meeting up outside first.
Oh, hey guys, how y'all doing?
Oh good, Murdertha. I
I'm
take it.
shiny now.
I take
That's
it
cool.
Newton. I take it Murdertha, Newton, Zamla clued you up on what's happening with regards to the whole vision that we had.
No, not at all. We
Look-
just
look-
discovered that the good book is racist and doesn't believe that gnomes count as real friends.
It's what?
Yeah, it turns out the Book of Ultimate Goodness doesn't believe that gnomes are real people.
Beak is just hanging open in disbelief. Like that can't be right. That can't be right.
Yeah, it keeps telling me I have to get go be with my use the power of friendship, and
Right,
then
so
all the
you were-
gnomes around me that are friends are like, yeah, our power of friendship, and it's like, no, real friends, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
So you were doing good things after all?
Yeah, I think that's why I wasn't being punished for just like murdering gnomes. The book really doesn't like gnomes.
That makes sense.
That doesn't make any
That's-
sense.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
You know what? That makes sense.
Well, if
It
the book is
doesn't.
good, and it tells them that gnomes are not worth being friends with,
Yeah, exactly.
Either that or it's the good book. Let's try.
Stanley,
and
you
give
saw
it
it,
the
right?
bene- It's the good book. Let's try and give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's just saying that the friends that choose you for you, as opposed to the
Zamla?
friends that are gnomes that are part of your political campaign. The friends that choose you for you are
But they're part of my
more
political
friends
campaign
than
because
the
they're my
political
friends.
campaign people.
I mean, it is cryptic, so maybe there's something to be interpreted.
I'm like
you
turning
know
to
what, I'm
Zamla.
gonna
I'm like,
say
Zamla,
that
you were there.
that's
You you agree with me, right? The book's just being racist, right?
Lumen, you say that in character as you walk out of the building. I'm like, maybe it's just
That-
being cryptic.
Zamla?
Everyone's talking at once. Repeat that.
Yeah, I'm like, do you agree with me, right? Like the book was just being racist.
I mean, I honestly don't know what to think of that book. It gives some very nice advice, but
Can I try?
Yeah, sure. It told me to trust in my friends.
I take the book and ask it: are gnomes as much worth as any other living being? And I open the book.
You flip to like a page that's describing how all life has intrinsic value, and that it.
But give me a numerical value. I close it again and open it again.
great. Wait, Murderer, did you say that the book should trust your friends?
Yeah.
But what if one of us told you not to trust the book?
I mean, then that's the book's fault for telling me to trust you.
Oh, Meredith, how do you do?
I am creating a communal food storage and food distribution for the entire city in order to lift people out of poverty.
Lizard.
How are you doing?
That
You
is
must-
legitimately really nice.
Lizard.
must-
Yeah, everything I do is really nice.
Lizard.
However,
Yes.
Lizard. The
What's shouting lizard?
baby.
lizard.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, the baby's pointing at Newt.
No, pointing at Murderer, who they've
Yeah.
not
What?
met.
What? Why is
Oh,
there
yeah.
a baby here?
Meredith, there is a baby poking out of a backpack that is on like wearing that Lumen is wearing on like his front.
Lumen,
Newt says Lumen reproduced.
Lumen. Just because you were raised by people who abducted you from your parents doesn't mean you can just abduct children.
No, this was a reverse abduction.
This was given to him.
Yeah, someone handed me a baby and then ran away.
I can't help but
Wait,
think
so you
that
got like ding dong ditched with a baby?
I can't help but think
Uh,
that there's some fair shenanigans involved with it.
Well,
I think Lumen might have a target on his back as well as a
do it-
baby.
So I noticed someone was charmed outside of your political base, right?
Oh,
And then
wait, what?
I broke them out of the charm, and apparently a Fae had done that to them. And then they were like, "Okay, let me reward you." And they tried to give me money, and I was like, "Oh, I don't really need your money, so like you can keep it. That's fine." And they're like,
So the
"Oh,
gardener-
okay. Here's a baby, and here's my firstborn instead." And
So the gardener's employing the Fae to charm people to wander around my area to keep a tab on me.
I
And-
don't think they're employing the fear. They're far too worn thin for that.
Mm.
yeah, the
If I'm being
gardener.
honest.
To be honest, I think the gardener just needs like a week off, and then they'll be chill.
Well, they could take a week off if they stopped fighting my campaign.
Well, they're like sort of not really. They're just kind
Well,
of they've just been holed up in their lab doing crazy experiments.
Oh
Well-
no. They're going for the crazy experiment route.
It's
Uh,
just to do with making sure that the plant life doesn't die off. That's all it is.
That
Yeah,
does
but
test
they-
well with the mad
if-
scientist district.
They've made a more hardy plant life that can survive the death curse conditions of this universe. Now, it's kind of an invasive species, and if you're already saying don't let it out, I agree. We shouldn't let that propagate. But that's all that they've done.
Yeah,
They're just
they've
trying
cle-
to make plant life more sustainable.
Yeah, but
Also,
they're
Where did
clearly not
Samla get
into-
a living mushroom from?
Oh, they found that in the tower from the gardener lady.
That's
they
another one
had
of the
mushroom-
plant life that is really hardy.
Yeah.
You know it's alive, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw it blink earlier, but
Like-
maybe that was just my
it's an awakened plant.
Hmm. Okay, so back to the baby thing. Sorry, I got distracted by a second there.
Yeah, this is my baby.
are you sure you want to adventure with a small child who will die if you are involved in anything involving an area of effect weapon?
That's why I
does-
got them
it
an
is-
extra dimensional backpack to hide in when combat starts.
But
This one's specifically designed for keeping babies safe.
At the same
Question.
time, Lumen, if anything bad happens to you, what happens to them?
Bad times, but equally not a lot that can be done. But they'll be mostly safe.
so, if the extra dimensional space is going to be completely safe from anything that could harm them, does it it will have a limited air supply?
Yeah,
Yes.
It needs to be.
that's why the head pokes out when we're not in combat.
Okay, but do you know how long they can survive inside it before they just suffocate to death?
Is there a manual that tells me that, Andrew?
There isn't.
Okay, then no.
Okay.
We can try it out.
Okay.
Out
So,
of character,
I just wanna-
it's exactly the same as a bag of holding. In character, you have
Pretend.
no fucking clue.
So I just want to put forward that we do have operational orphanages within the city.
Look, this is just
I
how
was about to suggest orphanages.
this is just how acquiring children works.
No,
This
it's
is-
not, Lumen.
Wait,
this is how my
not how
parents
human
raised
propagation
me.
works?
This is very strange. Yeah.
Humans, I don't know. Usually there's eggs involved.
Not with humans, as far as I'm aware.
Are you sure there's not eggs involved with humans? I'm pretty sure there are.
No, clearly you create new children by just finding them. And then you raise them.
Okay, I want to put it out here again. Just because your multiple fathers abducted you doesn't mean that that's the right way to go about things.
What is
I
the
don't
right way to
know.
go about things then?
Well, yeah, see.
So it involves an
Newt-
egg, and when
Newt-
two parents really love each other, they make an egg, and the egg hatches into the child.
And also, Newt, it varies on whether you are reptilian, avian, or mammal, or anything
I
in
just
between.
make new things.
So
When you're a construct, you're a mineral, so yes, you will just make. That is how your kind multiplies, by just building more and making more.
But do you do the traditional way where you make an egg of with the thing inside it, and then the thing breaks out of the egg, and then
No. That seems really complicated.
It
well,
is.
so it's all about back in the beginning of time before, and then it's comes into a spiel about why the egg is the perfect form for sustaining life.
I mean, being Burb would probably agree. Owlins come from eggs as well. So,
So you
so Lumen, you come from an egg.
I do?
Yeah,
Your
everyone comes from
dad
it.
must have found the egg.
I suppose. My dad's told me they found me when I was a babe.
I mean,
They didn't,
I
they
mean,
didn't, they
Maybe-
didn't mention it.
Maybe
Via
you had
pulls
already
out the-
hatched.
Via
Maybe I
pulls
had
out
already hatched.
Via pulls out the tiny box that has the owlin egg in it from Cannibal Town. She's like, "See, that might have been like you, but with your dad's finding one of these."
You should take that out of the
Snaps
box.
again.
Ah,
It-
egg!
you know, not new, Meredith, you know what you were just saying about the baby being, in danger because it's traveling around with us.
Well, yeah,
The box is magical and it's keeping it protected, which is why I'm not taking it out the box.
wait, so
it's
you're
protected in
keeping
there.
the egg in suspended animation forever and never letting it be born? That seems like an evil act.
No, I will be I will allow it to be born, but just once, it's not going to immediately die.
Also,
Wait, you have a box
technic-
that suspends any
It's tiny.
development?
It's tiny, though. It's absolutely tiny. It fits in the palm of
I
your
just
hand.
want to figure it out how it works because that's pretty much the same magic
Thing that you're
technology
trying-
behind the
yeah.
pouch of my pouch of preservation.
I mean,
I mean, you can look at this.
Stop
Just don't take the egg out, just in case.
hey, does anyone know
it-
enlarge reduce?
Theoretically.
No, I know of it. I don't have it.
Because then you could reduce the size of the baby and then put the baby in the stasis pod if you really needed it safe.
True. Actually, no, I don't think enlarge reduce will make the baby smaller because it'll only make it down to half its size, which won't be big enough to fit in the palm of your hand. Unfortunately. Nice
also-
thought, though, Meredith.
Hey, if
Also-
multiple people get enlarge reduce and we all reduce it at once,
if we all stack it.
Also, technically, the safest place to be is with us, because at any moment this reality could just come to an end.
That's why I haven't taken the egg out of that casket. It's protected
But also,
inside the
like-
box, and we're the most safe people to have it with.
Okay, have you shoved some chardolin into the baby yet?
That's a good point, actually.
The baby hearing the word egg over and over, a fissure opens and just a load of eggs pour out.
Oh yeah, also that keeps happening.
What keeps happening?
Whenever the baby says stuff enough times, the baby is able to manifest things by making reality vomit them up.
Okay, baby.
Can I lick
Okay.
the baby?
Okay, now that is a variant human I haven't seen before. What the hell? What the
Can I lick
nine
the baby,
hells?
please?
Licks-
Uh,
That was a sentence. Can I just either identify or detect magic?
It's fine.
That's why I was licking the baby.
Yeah, they're licking the baby like a dog would.
okay.
Mm.
With my very lovely metal tongue.
Yeah. 100% normal. They taste a lot like baby.
Do they taste like anything else?
Baby.
Mostly
Any weird
baby.
energies?
Actually, question. Because my portal cracker feature is just pretty much warp sense but constant, isn't Via not get every time the baby does its thing? Is Via not getting like a ping of
Yeah, I
the
guess.
portal is opening? And then
Can I try something before Okay, I'm gonna turn to the baby and I'm like, okay, so healing potion, healing potion, healing potion, healing potion. Come on, baby. Healing potion, healing potion, healing potion. Come on.
They're
come on.
staring into your eyes.
Healing. I'm just gonna repeat it until something happens. Healing potion, 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 healing potion,
We do have all
healing
these
potion,
eggs
healing
now.
potion, healing potion, healing potion,
But I
healing
think
potion.
it's lacking the understanding of what a healing potion is.
But it knows what fucking egg is.
maybe as
Yeah,
it gets
but-
older, it will learn how to harness this power, and then we'll be able to gain. Then you'll be able to game the system.
I don't think it matters whether it understands what I'm saying. I'm gonna be honest, because it's too young to understand what an egg is.
But it
But
has
I
maybe
think-
seen an egg before. Maybe it has never seen a healing potion before.
Either that, or it's picking up
It
on the
can't-
enthusiasm with which we were talking
Andrew,
about.
what age does this baby look like it is?
Kind, basically the picture I've put on the map.
Like
Yeah.
3, 2.
There's a picture on the map.
Yes.
It's too young to be forming memories already.
Oh, there.
And it's also canon the rats on their head because that's the brain rat.
I didn't notice the rat at first, and now I have, and that's great.
I'm like, okay, rat, you can psychically put ideas into things' heads, right?
I mean, that sounds a bit dodgy, but yes.
This is starting to get unethical.
I'm sorry.
Walking an unformed mind.
I'm sorry. If we can have this baby just become an infinite supply of healing potions, do you know how many people in the world we can save?
True, but I think I don't want to harm the baby's development by injecting information into it.
What about the greater good?
The greater good.
Speaking of the greater good, we're trying to figure out where potential entrances to aberration stuff is. Can
Yeah.
you ask
Indeed,
your gnome army to have a look out?
Wait,
I was-
what
I
aberration
was-
stuff?
Well, yeah,
I was
Za-
going to
Zamla's
bring that
already
up, but
mentioned
before
this.
Yeah,
I
Zamla has
was gonna-
told you, right?
I
Yeah.
was going to
Told me
bring that
about
up.
what?
I was going to bring that up before you told me that the good book was racist. That Zamla hasn't told you. You do remember the vision that we saw of the aberrations taking over the town?
Yeah, the fake stuff that
That,
happened.
no, that is going to happen. It's just going to happen in the future.
And the
We
seed
can
And
of that is
Zamla
underground.
discovered that it is underground, underneath this city. So if we find the source that those mind flares all came through via, we can either destroy it or confront it.
Yeah, we can stop it before it occurs.
Zamla,
So
could you give me a quick history with advantage?
Okay. Then.
So Murder Therapist, what I was going to ask is, do you have any gnomes or other staff that could be scouts to go through like whatever this town has as an undercity and try and find the source so that we can go and deal with it?
What's Zamla getting for the history check?
Yeah.
Uh,
I just wanted to finish that question.
Yeah,
and
I
then
know.
move on.
Don't worry, I was just saying after you'd finished the sentence.
Yeah.
So basically, Zamla, you're like listening to this conversation happening. You would correct Via, that the thing that you were told wasn't, that it is under this city. It is that it is on somewhere under this region.
Okay.
Somewhere under the region, but it's close enough that they will all just descend upon the city.
Yeah. You could assume that much.
Okay, so I have a real question for you. How dangerous do you think it is going to be rooting around in the Undercity looking for a portal full of mind flayers?
Medium. No. High.
No,
Medium to the high if they don't engage. As soon as
Do
they find
you
anything that
think-
seems far realmy, notify us and then we go and do the dangerous part.
Do you think it is responsible and good for us to ask a bunch of people with no real defenses to wander around looking for mind flayers?
I'll tell you what, if you give me a couple of minutes, I'll get that exact answer for you. Divination for that question.
Alright.
No, I
If-
get the efficiency argument. I'm just saying that like maybe throwing a bunch of people to their death isn't the most good
Yeah,
plan you can have.
But if they don't, they might die anyway because of in a month everything is over.
Via is going to use divination on Murderthur's question of if we send a bunch of town guards, low tier adventurers, and or political personnel to scout around under and around the city for any sort of like far realm, illithid evidence or influence or portals, would there be a significant loss of life before we were notified? This could just be a yes or no.
Finally you've done it again. Something different happens to normal.
I
Which-
didn't use the shenanigans weave.
no,
I just
you
cast
didn't.
divination.
This isn't a your
I'm not
fault thing.
being funny by the way. I'm just like, eh?
So it's actually kind of a expansion of what happened last time when the divination was yelling at you.
Why are you asking this shit? And Via's like, the universe is ending, and we're the best hope for it. Answer the questions.
And again, all of us are children.
And I am asking the universe at large, the stars themselves, for guidance.
So you get a
Or are you no better than the good book?
you get
Which
a,
is racist, by the way.
you get a very like an actual voice back to you saying, "Hi, sorry, this is sort of like an answer phone sort of thing. I can't answer that right now because I've been switched over to be the new person that's in charge of this. I just need to sort everything out. Get back to me in a little bit."
You
Who the hell are you?
One
Like,
hole.
Via just shouts that.
Yeah.
She casts divination, and then
The
in the
we-
middle of the street just goes, "Who the hell are you?"
The weave just put you on hold. I think the weave left you on
I-
red.
Like she's just looking at the sky now and shouting. She's like, "I will use the shenanigans weave.
There are no stars
Don't
anymore
think
to
I
ask.
won't."
I have to head out. The dog's getting restless.
Okay, we'll only
Fair
be like
enough.
another couple of minutes for this last bit. So yes.
Okay, I'll just pop off already.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Mwah, mwah.
See you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So
Anyway, Via's like, "Man, this universe must be screwed if my own divinations are putting me on hold."
The divinations are currently being run by a 10.
so
She looks genuinely frustrated.
you're gonna have to
As a bead.
Andrew,
of
what are you
star
trying to
metal.
get out?
Yes.
Probably
Uh,
Luke shouting over you.
the voice eventually comes back later with, okay, so I'm the agent that's been put to you. I'm a Miss Abernathy of the Strixhaven Academy. I'll be your go-between while we're sorting all this out. And that was just the message you got back. Give me a even though you, again, can't, but advantage history.
Regular history.
Because that is a name you do
Can
recognise.
I at least use my primer?
Yes.
Because this is like Strixhaven
Yes.
based. Come on, high roll.
Nice.
Noise plus a thing, plus a little bit extra on top. 24.
Nice. Yeah, you've actually had Mrs. Abernathy as a teacher before, and this voice is not her voice. The voice is familiar, but it's like, no, this is a different person.
Right. Via's like in her head just thinking, I'm pretty sure this is not how divination is supposed to work.
Yeah. But like, so the Mrs. Abernathy you knew when you went to school was like quite an old woman, and this is like quite a young woman's voice.
Yeah.
So like, that doesn't add up quite right. But yeah, that's the response you get back.
But they didn't answer the question.
No, they didn't.
They just told me like, use as ascending then to this Abernathy. Just says, I'm still here. You didn't answer the question. Also, I'm pretty sure that's not how this isn't how divination is supposed to work. Send.
You get
Cast another sending. You do realize the state the universe is in, right?
they're going to respond with, please could you not contact me on my personal number? Please contact via the work number.
They get another sending that is just all expletives. in various languages.
Alright, so
I put
block.
my hands over the baby's ears.
Oh,
it's fine. It's
right,
they're
there's
gonna
a lot of
recognize what swear word.
Right, there's a lot of spell slots just gone.
You kid, but I think when I was like 2 or 3, that exact thing happened to my mum in the middle of church.
What? God talked to her?
No, I recognized a swear word on the train because she was taking the train and I was with her, and some teenagers were swearing, and like she was trying to distract me so I didn't overhear the swear words, but I clearly had listened to them and learned those words. And then in the middle of church the next day, I just started swearing as a baby. That was great.
Yeah, that sounds like
So,
something Joseph would do.
anyway, I was kidding about the whole swearing thing. Via wouldn't do it anyway. Now I think about it in character, but
Like,
still, that is
you-
still a lot of spell slots gone.
Yeah, you were just a bit
Um,
frustrated. But
It's just like,
yeah, I'll let you try one more thing and then we're done for today.
so are you capable of? Are you able to answer the question? There is an illithid incursion approaching Neverwinter. We're trying to stop it. I need to know if us sending out scouts will incur heavy losses.
You do get a response back from that, which they will reiterate. Please do not contact us on personal numbers. Contact via the divination lines. But as you did previously ask, I will answer. And you're like, this is not how long the sending thing should be. This is way more words.
Yeah, they've straight up sent like a full on like
Yeah.
what would be a divination answer.
Basically, the sort of explanation you get, rather than like yes or no, would be like, I mean, always sending people towards mind flayers is a bad idea. But if it's for the safety of others, it'll be probably in the best interest. You're like, oh god, the divinations went fucking vague like the book.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe they've become racist
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
You've got the
You
fucking.
You know what, Murderthar? I know how you feel with the good book, because they're going vague as well. The answer is maybe.
You also, I will reiterate from like the thing I said before, you have the fucking weirdest recollection of this voice. So it's definitely not the person that they're saying they are, but you're like, I'm sure I've met whoever this is. Yeah, that'll be perfect place to end that off.
Oh yeah, Andrew, did we level up?
No,
Okay.
but you're close.
It was worth an ask.
Yeah. You the baby levels up though. It is.
Oh, nice.
It is 1 day older.
Nice. Yeah. That story was I was pretending to be Thomas the Tank Engine, and I said I was fucking reversing.
Beep beep, motherfucker.
That sounds more like you as a baby heard some road rage and then emulated it. That's what that sounds like.
Okay.
It might not have been from your parents. It might have been from like another car with the window open nearby.
I have only learned of this story from secondhand because I was obviously too young
Yeah.
to remember this